Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. It's the first war of a brand new season, Season 52, and today we have a matchup against PYCB, so we have a brand new set of tactics to talk about. Let's cover those first before we get into the fight today. The brand new defense tactic is called PROVOCATEUR. It has the following effects. Regen and ability power rates cannot be reduced below 0%, so no reverse healing and no inverting of the ability power rate. And then when you hit the defender, they gain a regen passive, gaining 5% of their base health over 10 seconds. Very important to note that this is their base health and not the modified health from the node. So the regen sounds like a lot, but it's not actually that much. Whenever they gain a regen effect, they also gain an indefinite power gain charge. And then when you punish one of their specials, it kind of pauses that gain for 7 seconds. And then when they reach 15 power gain charges, so essentially 15 hits, it converts all of them into a power gain passive, granting them all 3 bars of their power over 10 seconds. And then while this power gain is active, defenders are more likely to throw special attacks. So even though they have a power gain, you're probably going to see a bunch of special 1s and special 2s rather than them holding to their special 3. And then while this power gain is active, also incoming attacks have a 40% chance to miss. So very, very dangerous to counter their specials while this power gain is active. Last thing I want to note about this defense tactic is that the classes for it are Mutant and Mystic. So a lot of regen available in the Mutant class and additional opportunities for gaining those power gain charges there. And then in the Mystic class, you have to contend with Mystic Dispersion on top of the power gain from the tactic. So really, really dangerous if you get caught in the wrong matchup there. Next up, let's talk about the attack tactic for this season. It's called SECUTOR. It says that inflicting any debuff other than stun grants 1 indefinite SECUTOR charge, and these can be non-damaging or damaging debuffs as long as they're not the parry stun or another stun for that matter. Reaching 5 SECUTOR charges, so 5 debuffs, consumes them to inflict the defender with a heal block passive for 15 seconds. So the heal block there is going to take care of that base health regen from the defense tactic. And then while the defender is suffering from a heal block effect, their ability power rate is reduced by 75% and the attacker cannot miss. So the ability power rate reduction takes care of most of that power gain from the attacker tactic. It's not a 100% reduction, so you do kind of have to worry a little bit about that 100% power gain. And then you have that direct miscounter from the heal block as well. Now the classes for this tactic are Science and Tech. Science, of course, has access to a lot of debuffs, so should be pretty easy for most Science attackers to get the 5 necessary debuffs up to trigger the heal block passive. And the other thing I want to point out is that notice on that third line, it says heal block effect and not heal block from the tactic. So a champion who has access to a heal block effect in their base kit can trigger this tactic naturally without relying on those debuffs. So somebody like Omega Sentinel, for example, or Deathstrike, who can activate a heal block effect in just 2 mediums, can get all the bonuses from this tactic without worrying about getting all those debuffs up. With that being said, let's jump into this war here, and we'll start with our team. Very excited for this season. A lot of my favorite champs are tactic, including Ironheart, rank 3, freshly duped, along with Negasonic, and the brand new Count Nefaria, who I took up to rank 2, sort of for this war, sort of just because I think he's really good and really fun. So here we go, war number 1, fight number 1. We're starting off today on path 7. We have a KORG here on node 7. Looks like they were expecting Negasonic with that energy resistant stat focus. So again, Negasonic, a hard counter to pretty much every annoying skill defender in the game, and KORG here is no exception. On this node in particular, you can only use a special when his shield is down, because knocking him down with a special is going to trigger debuffs on him, and then of course he has a chance to purify those debuffs and activate the damage reflection. So using a heavy is safe, which you saw me do at the start of the fight here, but other than that, we're just waiting for the shield to be down, firing off that special 2, the debuffs are applied, they are not being purified, and we've got our bunch of incinerates up, and now we can kind of go from here. And by the time we get back up to that special 1, he will both be close to dead, and the shield will be down, so we can safely fire off the special 1, refresh the incinerates here, and he's pretty much dead shortly after. So really, really clean fight there. Alright, next up we have an Absorber Man on node 16. We're going to use Nefaria for this. Now Nefaria is a very strong tactic attacker, however he has one serious risk with using him, and that is that he's so reliant on that evade mechanic. And in war, there's no way of knowing whether or not the defender is going to be running the unfazed mastery, and that mastery really locks him down. So in this fight, obviously I was willing to take the risk here, and my opponent was not running unfazed, luckily. And I also make a little bit of a mistake here pushing Carl to Magma Form where he has like the Mega Energy Resistance. So all of Nefaria's damage is energy based, so not getting a lot of the bonus damage here. Now, when it comes to playing Nefaria, again, you want to rely on that evade mechanic, but specifically you want to use it on the last hit of the opponent's specials, as you can kind of see me doing here. And when you do that and then punish the special, it places an energy vulnerability debuff, and that kind of helps you get access to additional damage output. So here we have Carl in Uru form where we want him to, evading that last hit of the special, and you can see with all those Furies, it's still like under a minute fight. Just a really, really fun champ to use. Alright, I ended up giving my Section 2 path to William because he only had 3 fights. So here we are up on Boss Island. We have a Mordo on node 47 with the Feat of Vigilance and missing an action node. Now, Ironheart, I am so excited to use her this season. Maybe a top 3 tactic attacker, and I'm very excited to show her off. So, very easy access to debuffs, which gets you the heal block up. She also has that massively OP tracking passive, which in this fight is going to take care of the miss from the falter on the node. And we're just going to play this like any other Mordo fight. You know, the power gain is kind of on lockdown from the heal block, so there's very little danger that he's going to get to a special 3 here. And then all we really need to worry about is to make sure that he actually throws those specials, because especially with that power gain, he likes to turtle up and sit in the corner here. So you can see we have either the heal block or the tracking passive up pretty much the entire time, so very little danger for Ironheart in this fight. I really do think she's going to prove to be like a top 3 tactic attacker. Nice big special 2 there, almost does him in, and we can finish him off with another basic combo. So sub 1 minute fight, really, really happy with that. And then the last fight of the war for me is a Dragon Man on 49 with Stunning Reflection. Ironheart, again, really good here because she has easy access to Incinerates, which is going to temporarily disable that Stunning Reflection node, and that will allow us to safely parry Dragon Man and remove his power charge if he decides to turtle up and doesn't want to use those special attacks. So again, we're kind of keeping one eye on that node, making sure that we don't attempt to parry him when he has that stun shield up. And again, easy access to the heal block, easy access to the tracking passive. The heal block in particular, again, is going to mitigate a lot of his natural power gain from that power charge, which is nice. We've got a bunch of Incinerates up here, so pushing him back to the special 2, baiting this out, and now we're going to try and go to our special 2. You can see we're getting a bunch of power from Polka Dot Power, which is helping us get to our special 2 faster. Taking some Brute Force degen, not really worried about that at all. Special 2, unfortunately, not enough crits to finish the fight, but we do it with a combo, and another really, really easy fight with Ironheart. We fortunately came away with the victory in War Number 1, 4 kills for me, 0 deaths, and we start off the season at 1-0. I am more excited for this season than I have been for a season in some time because, again, a bunch of my favorite champions are tactic attackers this season. Ironheart, which you saw, Void is tactic this season, Deathstrike is tactic this season, Omega Sentinel is tactic this season, so expect a lot more fights from me this season than in previous seasons, just because I have all of those champions at rank 3, and they're all very, very powerful. So look forward to going through these war videos with you for the rest of the season. If you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments below, and let me know how your season started if you are playing Alliance War. And as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.